Alright, there we go. So, um, welcome to first episode of Roman's Rocket League career. I'm just going to have my replays running while I just talk about how I got to my point in my Rocket League career. So this was against the RLCS team of Deleted XD. They placed number 10 in RLCS. This was a RLCS match. I'm pretty sure this match was for top 48. So pretty important match. If you know anything about RLCS, this actually at this point we've already as a team earned $900. I think this match is for 1,200. So that would be for 400 each. But yeah. So I started playing Rocket League in about 2015. Well, I had the game in 2015, I should say. I started actually playing the game in 2020. Like I played only like 500 hours from 2015 to 2020 because I was more of a watcher at that time. I liked watching RLCS at the time because I was astonished at the way pros could move. But then I got a little demotivated every time I tried to do it because I was like, how could they do this so well? But then when I tried to, I could barely hit the ball in a straight line. But yeah, got a little bit deflated when I tried to do it myself. But started actually playing in 2020. I did my first money tournament in 2020 as well because I had like this really weird growth rate. Like in 2020, I started playing in like at March of 2020, but like by September of 2020, I was already Grand Champ. And at the time, due to COVID, there were a lot of just random tournaments for money and for credits. The first tournament I ever did, I won like earnings was a 10,000 credit tournament, which is equivalent, or at the time was equivalent to about $100. No. Yeah, yeah. 100 credit or 10,000 credits at the time was equivalent to about $100. So I did that tournament with a buddy of mine. Still know him. It was like a local tournament. I think it was like a Massachusetts tournament. Did it? It was a 2v2 tournament. Me and him. It was for 10,000 credits. We won. We got to the 10,000 credits, 5,000 credits each. First earnings, we were excited because we were only like, we went on basically like a miracle run. We were like GC Grand Champ 2 at the time, and we were playing like Supersonic Legends, and we somehow won. It was like a miracle run, but yeah, we did that. Both of us got a bunch of motivation, but we were still at the time 13 years old at the time of this tournament, so we could not do RLCS unfortunately, because at the time of the rules it was 15 and up to do RLCS, so we were not eligible to do RLCS. So all we could do was these small local tournaments that didn't really have any weight. But yeah, we did that tournament. I also did a few at that time middle school tournaments. It was pretty fun. And then time skip a few years. I made some pretty decent money during this time period. I think I made like, if we go through every penny, it was probably a couple thousand. If I were to guess, yeah, because there was this other tournament that was like it was like I think it was called like Prospects or something, Prospects Cup. There was basically just everyone that was under 15 that could do it, and you could only do it if you were under 15. And this was hosted a lot by content creators because they wanted to like see what the up and coming talent was, and I did a lot of those. Made quite a good sum. But then we time skip to 2023. 2023 RLCS season. First RLCS season I'm eligible for. And this is actually the replay I'm showing. This is my, I think, second ever attempt at RLCS. Was in this replay. No, this was a 2024 replay. But this is early 2024. I think this is the first split of 2024. So, like, RLCS season just started. I'm hype. I can finally try my hardest. And then, just like that, we were able to take down an RLCS team. We were kind of screaming in this call because it's kind of important to us. Great game. Let me quickly find another game. But yeah, the main advice I just want to give, enough about me. The main advice and the main reason why I made this video is I want to talk about the idea of making a personal identity for yourself when it comes to playing Rocket League. So, the way I became a professional player, I can say now, the way I got here is by making my own identity. What I did was I watched pros, saw how they play. I just learned the basics from watching them. Like, what should I do? What mechanics do I need to learn? And then after that, I combined all the pros I watched. I watched pros with different play styles. Don't force yourself into an echo chamber. Don't be like, because I want to be really mechanical, let me only watch mechanical players. Don't do that, because you're going to force yourself to only be good at one thing. You want to watch a variety, so that's what I did. I watched third men, I watched first men, I watched second men, I watched mechanical people, I watched bad people even, because I wanted to see what mistakes they were making. I wanted to see what mistakes bad people were making, because if I'm not a pro yet, I must be one of the bad people, right? I must be making the same mistakes that the bad people are making. So, I might as well watch what they're doing. And I did that. And through that, I found my playstyle. And the most important lesson I could probably give in the span of this video, I don't know what my teammate was doing here. I still don't know to this day. But the best advice I could give to anyone is, what you need to do is, if you want to be good, first you want to watch the people who are the best at it. This can be applied to anything. If you want to be the best soccer player, you need to watch the best soccer players. If you want to be a good basketball player, you need to watch the best basketball players. You need to watch, and you don't need to just watch, you need to understand. You need to understand why they're making specific decisions when they make them. You need to understand why they did this instead of doing that. You need to understand why LeBron went for a reverse layup instead of just laying it up. Did he not block? Did he not trust himself? Who knows? You need to understand why people are making those decisions. And once you do that, you need to know, would you make that decision? Or you need to know, is there a decision that you thought you could have maybe had a better chance at? Like, say you're not that much of a mechanical player in Rocket League, but you had a open net. Instead of going for flipper set, maybe since you're more of a game sense player, you go for a flick, or you go for a 50-50. You go for anything, basically. Anything that you think would make you score better. So don't try to just say, like, look at this guy. See, he's blasted into the backboard. It's obvious he's not a mechanical player, but he probably watched a mechanical player, and now he's trying to replicate it, but it's out of his zone. He can't become a mechanical player because he's not a mechanical player. Yeah, try to do what you're most comfortable with, because if you force yourself, well, it's good to force yourself to do things you're not comfortable with, because it forces you to learn everything. It forces you to how to play the game differently. But do that to an extent. because there's an extent to which you're forcing yourself to do something that it just starts harming you instead of helping. Like, say you try to force yourself to be mechanical because you watched a mechanical player, but not because you want to learn what they're doing, but just because you want to look cool. That's just gonna harm yourself, because one, you can't even do the mechanics, and two, you're not learning them for a good reason. You just want to learn them to look cool, so you're not even learning them because it has a use. That's just gonna harm you, because you're learning something that's useless, something that won't help you, just so you can look cool. So make sure what you're doing is useful, and make sure you know what you're doing makes sense. Because if you're doing something that doesn't make sense, all that's gonna happen is you're gonna confuse yourself and you're gonna confuse the people around you. But yeah, since the replay is about to end pretty quickly, I just want to end off by saying all you want to do is make your own identity, make your own play style, know how you'll play, know what the best way to play is for you, and know what the best way to play is for the people around you. Because say if you're a really good mechanical player, but you have teammates that don't trust your mechanics, either change teams or stop being that much of a mechanical player. Start playing third man, or start using your mechanics to get you guys out of defense. Start using your mechanics to pass instead of just going for a solo play so you can score. Start using your mechanics to actually help the team. And yeah, that's the end of the replay. So I just want to end it off saying thank you for watching, and the main message of the first video is to make your own personal identity, because without making your own personal identity, you can only go so far by just copying off of what someone else is doing. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching the first episode.